Good morning. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've done a live stream. It is awesome to be back. Y'all doing all right? Good morning. Oh, we got all sorts of good comments coming. Bent 540. He makes more money pushing more expensive products. They all, in capitals, turn into salesmen. Exclamation point. Well, Bent 540, I don't have an affiliate relationship with any of the products that I just covered in Italy. Not to say that I won't, but we'll come back to that because the irony is I make more money off of affiliate sales for lower price products than I do for higher price products. But I appreciate you wanting to consult with the channel. Here we go. Cheap clickbait, man. I don't know. Is it clickbait? I guess you'll have to watch to find out. Clickbait would actually mean what? Let's see. Not Adam Savage. Let's go. Steven Seagal reveals the cheap audio man's secrets, and then not having Steven Seagal in the video. That would be clickbait. But Steven Seagal is not here. So anyway. Good morning from Missouri. Good morning, Michael. Hello, Marco. What's going on? I doubt he will. There's more money to be made with lower. There we go. Perfect. Chung Ang, because more people will watch those reviews and more likely to order through his affiliate links. So that's partially correct. Some of my most viewed videos recently have been on products that are a lot more expensive, like the Advanced Paris A10 Classic. That's $2,500. That video has over 100,000 views. The Cambridge Audio Evo 150, the DeLorean edition, that video has over 100,000 views. But you are correct when you talk about affiliate sales. Affiliate sales are way high, or the total amount of affiliate revenue I get from lower price products is way exceeds what I get on higher price products. So yeah. So you are correct with that. Yay for live. Hey from Seattle. Hey David. How are you? We all love what you. Thank you, M. Edaholt. Yeah, we had some storms here, but we got lucky. We didn't really have any damage. I mean, there was some wind, a lot of rain, but we didn't get any hail or anything like that. Kadir, good night from Turkey, I think that is. Hello, how are you? Value is more important than price. Hey, Chris Studebaker, my long-lost friend. Though I still like cheap, the Scottish in me is strong. You still serve the underrepresented, realistic, no pun intended, audiophile. Hope you had some good food. I had great food. It was amazing food. But yes, and that's what I think initially the first year of the channel, I kind of had a threshold of $600. I didn't want to do a video on anything above $600. Part of the reason was because I was buying most of the stuff anyway. So it's like, I'm not going to do a bunch of high price stuff because I can't afford it. So when people started sending me things, that number kind of kept going up and up. And then it got to the point where I'm like, I'm not really doing my job if I don't talk about more expensive stuff. That's reasonable. But we'll see. I am getting some more things in. The funny thing is, though, the things that I'm getting in from the brands from Italy are less expensive than some of the higher priced products that I've done in the past. So the Advanced Paris was $2,500. I think I had some clips. What was it? The Heresies in, which are expensive. The Cambridge Audio is $3,200. So that's expensive. Hold on. I got to turn on the fan. Sorry, getting a little warm in here. I opened up the windows because it was nice and cool outside, but it's not going to be nice and cool for much longer. Billy, my brother. Glad you got back from Italy safely. I may be coming out your way in the next month or two. I will let you know if I am. I would love to meet you. Alicio Fortuna. Alicio stopped me in the street in Rome. It was so great getting to meet you and your kids. You have a beautiful family, man. It was so crazy. I'm walking. Well, not me. The whole group is walking together. And Alicio, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, came up to me and he's like, "Hey, it's you." And I was like, "Yes, it's me." Wow. So cool. Beautiful. I don't know if you're from Rome, Alicio, but man, that is just a special city. Just crazy. Second, the value over price. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. That's where we're going. I am still going to do videos on affordable stuff. But I'm to the point, I think, in my YouTube career where I've been very lucky, very fortunate, and it's all because of you, all viewers, that I'm where I'm at. But I'm going to start doing the products that I think have a cool story. So I want to get out of the review business. And I've never really been in the review business because I'm not qualified to review things. I've listened to a lot of things. So I can tell you, hey, this is my opinion on this compared to all these other things. But I just think it's, I'm not saying boring, but it's like, okay, here's a new product. We talk about the new product and then we say, hey, this is better than the old product, which is generally how it goes in most cases. So like rinse, repeat. I mean, that's not fun. I'm still like, I have the new SVS speakers in and I'm still going to do new product videos, but like, I don't know if like, I don't know. What do you think? I just feel like the reviews are so boring. Let's talk about specs. Let's talk about this. And the funny thing is, I'll use this analogy. So tiramisu was, I guess, invented in Treviso. And I love dessert. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, I got an Audio Vice. I didn't even mean to do this. All right. This is not affiliated with Audio Vice. It was legit a clean shirt. I don't even do much work with Audio Advice. So anyway, Treviso is where they invented tiramisu, or so I was told. And I love dessert. So I literally ate tiramisu at every restaurant we went to in Treviso. So, and they were all different, right? So it's created there, right? It's created in Treviso. And they all tasted slightly different. They were all really good. Some were better than others. And we all kind of went around and said, which tiramisu did you like better? And a couple of us liked the same one, but some of the other guys that were attending liked different ones. And I think that's a perfect analogy for speakers and hi-fi. Like the tiramisu that I like the best is not going to be the tiramisu that you like the best. And it's exactly the same for speakers. If anything, like reviewers, so I think I should be more like a food reviewer or a movie reviewer when I'm talking about speakers. Because like, and I'm not picking on the measurement people here at all, okay? I think they provide an awesome service, and I think that's great. So people like Aaron's Audio Corner does a great job. Science-based, awesome. ASR, they do a great job. Science-based, they do all the testing and measurements, okay? That's fine. But for me, it would be like taking the tiramisu and then testing it and seeing, okay, well, this has this much sugar in it, and this has this much cream in it, and this has this much whatever in it. And then, and this is not right for me. It can be right if anybody's into this, great, that's fine. But then it would be like me saying, you know what? This tiramisu didn't have enough sugar in it. So therefore I can't recommend it. Even though it may taste slightly different or whatever. Like there's a little bit more cream to sugar or whatever it is. So I don't want to ever tell anybody. I mean, if something's bad, it's bad, right? I'll kind of call it out. But anyway, what up, twin brother from another mother? There. Love the travel log. Looked like you were having fun. I had a blast. It was a ton of work though. And I know people will probably laugh at that and be like, oh, whatever. But I didn't have time to edit. We had a 3-hour drive from Treviso to the Tuscany area where Gold Note was at. I edited the entire time for 3 hours straight in a car, bouncing around. I was editing. I got up one morning at 6 a.m. and I had gone to bed about 12:30 the night before just to edit for a couple of hours before everybody else got up. So it was a lot of work, but it was incredible. Hey everybody. Hey Ed. You can be selective with your reviews, but you can talk about your experiences on products or making topics about audio even if they're unpopular. I agree. That's a good looking cheeseburger too, Sean. Oh, that's hot coffee. I just made it. If you can't wake up in the morning and feel the same passion about your work, then it's time for a change. Go with your heart. Thank you, Peter. The cool thing is I just want to I'm just going to do things a little bit different. And I am excited. Somebody told me, did I miss a super chat? Someone told me that you should do what you're good at and what you're passionate about and what you like to do. And that kind of hit me square in the eyes last night because I was, I kind of took yesterday off. I was working on a video a little bit as far as editing. And I was sitting there. My kids were hanging out. We were hanging out in the living room. We had gone to the pool. And I was editing photos and putting together just a little short video that I posted on Instagram because I wanted to. And I just enjoy it. I really like making videos. So, yeah, I guess I'm in the right job. Where are we at? Hey, look at that. Steve Jane, Randy, may have had multiple servings of dessert on the first few days. Randy was slightly shy. By the third or fourth day, extra servings, please. That's right. So Steve was the one that put this this whole trip together. He co-founder of Fidelity Imports, and they handle Opera loudspeakers, Unison, Gold Note. They handle Q Acoustics. They handle Michelle turntables. So a whole bunch of really awesome brands. And Steve was the brain behind this whole trip. So, Steve, I cannot thank you enough. This was a trip of a lifetime, and I really think more companies should be doing more things like this and telling more stories about the brands themselves, not about products. And that was one thing that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to go in there and say okay, here's XYZ turntable or here's XYZ amp. I want to talk about why they make those amps. And the coolest thing is they could answer those questions. There's a lot of companies that I've talked to and I asked a question about what product are you the most proud of or something like that. And they look at me like I have horns growing out of my head. Like, don't you want to know about the new product? No, I don't. I want to know about why you're passionate. And that's the other cool thing about this trip to Italy. Everybody was ultra passionate about what they do. And I really feel that is the future of our hobby, as there is, I guess I would call it a bit of a correction going on with some of the larger, more traditionally distributed brands. So I think it's so awesome to be able to go and see these companies and see the passion and see that there still is passion behind a lot of these companies. I feel really weird about wearing this shirt now today. I've got nothing against Audio Advice. I don't even know how I got it. It must have been in one of I think they sent them with the B&Ws. Charlie Puzo, my buddy, Charlie, put in the comments here what your store is. Charlie handles a bunch. He has a music store, and he sent me over some cassettes and some vinyl, and he's got a great store, and he's got a great story too. Hi-fi stores are basically gone. We need reviews like yours to even know what's coming out. Agree. Some of the Chinese stuff, though, they just put out too much stuff. And I think that's what I'm burnt out on, is just all the chi-fi stuff that just keeps coming and coming and coming. Hold on. Loco, I own a Rockville audio receiver. I'm so ashamed. Don't own it, my friend. It's all good. It doesn't matter. As long as it makes you happy. It can't be that bad. We can't thank you enough. Everyone from the content creator community that took time to visit these manufacturers with us is owed a massive thank you for us and our manufacturers. Oh, well, I think the pleasure was all on our side. But that's a great point. These are gentlemen that I probably wouldn't have hung out with, not because I'm upset or anything at them, but simply because I just never really, I don't know, at like shows and stuff, I'm pretty focused on what I'm doing. But I got to know people from Stereophile, The Absolute Sound, Audiophile Junkie, who is just a hoot. He's a trip. If you're not subscribed to Audiophile Junkie, you got to go subscribe to him. He is incredible. Carlo La Rosa, or La Russo, whatever you want to call it. We call him Marco Carlo. He writes for The Secrets of Home Theater. Just a great guy. Used to be an animator for Disney. Michael Lavorgna. Oh my gosh. Michael is just, everybody's great, but I really got along really well with Michael and Carlo. Just great guys. So Michael is at Twittering Machines, and he has a website that reviews products. They're all great though, but I'd probably help Carlo move out of his house if he asked me to, and that's a good compliment, because I wouldn't help most people move out of their houses. Anyway, please do blind reactions. I would love that. We did. So I was in Malaysia with Passion for Sound, and we did a blind test on USB cables. And it was amazing, because we both thought there was a cable change, and they didn't even change the cables. It was crazy. Crazy. At least tell us some cool features you discovered and or drawbacks you discovered about new products. Somebody has to do it. No, I totally will. I mean, I'm not just going to I'm going to talk about the products. The Gold Note stuff is really awesome, though. They're trickling down a bunch of technology, and I think they're coming out with a whole line of relatively affordable things, considering that it's handmade in Italy. But yeah, that stuff is really cool. And and you can kind of frame it up, because something that's a drawback for me might not be a drawback for somebody else. And something that's a deal breaker for me might not be for somebody else. All right. Thanks, Cheryl. Wise words. All right, let's see what Cheryl had to say, if we can find Cheryl. I can't find Cheryl. Anyway. All right, we're going down. Don't go high end, go DIY. Oof, I would love to, but DIY is such a weird thing, because DIY, I think, is a great way to get a lot of value. However, not everybody can do DIY. My audience looks like me and then is a little bit older. And not everybody has the skill sets nor the inclination to do DIY. I think it is fun, and I do think there is going to be some DIY products in my future. But it's going to be more of the journey. It's going to be more about how Oh, Sheryl Crow. I get it now. I get it. Um, it's going to be more about the process. But I think DIY is awesome. It's unfortunately talking about DIY is very similar to talking about used gear. You can't, it's not applicable for everybody. And I want to do videos that help out or tell stories that the most people can benefit from. I want to bring value to the most people that I can. So DIY, well, I'm interested in it, and I know some of my audience is, and one of my patrons, Neil Blanchard, makes a living from it. It's just not right for everybody. So that's one of the reasons why I've kind of scaled back on the DIY. But there's going to be some stuff in the future. It's going to be fun, though. It's going to be like me building it, probably having to edit out a lot of profanity. But yeah, I think it would be fun. Import prices need to be cheaper. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? There's taxes, there's shipping, there's all sorts of stuff. Tariffs. I think you're just adjusting for inflation. It's true. Here's the coolest thing, and I've said it many times, is a CD in 1988 cost between $13 and $20. A CD in 2024 costs between $10 and $20. Isn't that amazing? It's like the only inflation-proof product has been CDs. And oh my goodness, we got a super chat. Sorry I'm late. Welcome home. Thank you, brother. Ed from Old Guy Hi-Fi. But records, right? Records are I don't know, $30 to $40. But if you look at what they were selling for in the late 80s, mid 80s, the price of vinyl is somewhat in line with inflation. And I know everyone's like, yeah, $30 for a record, that's crazy. But it's inflation. The only thing that's been like not inflated has been CDs. I love it. I need to go CD shopping. What has been inflated are cassettes. Used cassettes. So they don't make a ton of new cassettes. Although this is a new cassette that you can buy right now. This is one of the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. Metallica has been releasing a lot of stuff on cassette, and this is new. And then I actually cracked this one open. This is the Black Album remastered. This one sounds terrible. I mean, really, really, really terrible. I think people could argue that all cassettes sound terrible, but I like them. I think they're fun. But that one sounded especially bad. Keep it as is. No DIY, no high end. Stick to what you know and do best. That's made you. Plenty of others do high end. I'm not gonna really do it. I mean, you know what I'm really interested in? Giannis 2112 is I'm interested in talking about so here we go. We're gonna pull this together. Circle it back up. The cheapest line from high end brands. Still a cheap audio, man. So yeah, lovely blue shirt. Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Totally did not know I was wearing an audio device. I paid 10 per vinyl in 82. Yeah, and I mean I think that lines up to about $30 now. I think a good mix of high end and chi-fi is the best option to cover all your already in place customer base. Yeah, I don't disagree. But I'm only going to do chi-fi stuff that's interesting. Like, I'm not going to do another, and I'm not picking on Duke Audio because I think they have some good products. But it'd be like doing another tube front end Class D amp from Duke Audio. Like, no, I just don't want to do it anymore. If it's cool, if there's some type of innovation, if there's some type of differentiation, then yes. But not really. How Emotiva XT1 compares with the Emotiva T1? Well, I do have the XT1. I don't have the T1s anymore. XT1s are great. I did a video on them. I think they're awesome. Giannis. If that's what you mean, I'll definitely stick around. Yes, the title was meant to be clickable, not necessarily clickbait, but clickable. Yes, I'm still going to do affordable stuff. I think I'm going to slow down a little bit. So I think I'm going to slow down to 2 videos a week. I'm going to try to do better videos, and I'm going to try to tell better stories about products that I'm talking about. And whatever video it is, I'm just going to be a little bit more intentional about things. And I was going really fast for a really long time, and I think I want to make better videos, and making better videos takes a little bit longer for me right now. So, yeah. I wonder what high-end 50, 40, 30 years ago compares to today's products. I do too. I've always wondered that. I actually have a video idea where I want to do a super expensive product from like 20 years ago compared to a way more reasonably priced product today. I haven't quite figured out what that's going to be, but I think that would be a cool video. Like Eversolo. Eversolo is good. I don't love the Android based operating system on Eversolo or the Fio. I just don't love it. It's it feels like a piece of tech. I just want it to feel like a streamer. That's why I really like the Cambridge Audio CXN100. That thing is awesome because it feels like a CD player. It's just streaming music. Randy, you have absolutely got to get your hands on some Black Ice audio. So I've done a review for Black Ice audio. Absolutely in love with my Fusion 360 Stereo Pre and Fusion 9 Mark III Phono Pre. Cannot recommend them enough. I know those guys. I've done some 1 or 2 videos on Black Ice products for sure. Oh, here we go. Tapehead City has tons of new releases on cassette. I'm writing this down because I had heard there was a place, but I always forgot to write down. Tapehead City. Very good. Dibs on mid-fi. Barry Sullivan, one of my patrons, just got the SSCS5 upgrade manual from Neil. How now have to find the time to work on it. That's a bit of a booger bear to get in there. You have to peel off the plastic rings fairly carefully. If you just go a little bit around at a time, it'll come off because it's glued in there. And the crossover board that's in there is fairly small, so it's a pain. It's a pain to get in and out. But I did it. Not as well as Neil would do it, but I did it. 10 and 82 is equivalent to 32. There you go. Yep. Love the idea. Cheap high-end brands. Yes. The cheapest level of the high-end brands. Surviving the weather over there. Lots of trees down south of DFW Airport. Yes, we got very lucky in my neighborhood. I have heard that people didn't fare so well around the other neighborhoods. So, yes, we were very lucky. I'm thinking about getting, because I park one car in the garage, but I can't park my other car in the garage. So I'm thinking about getting one of those car covers that's like fluffy. So even if there is hail, it doesn't get destroyed. I think it'd probably be cheaper than my deductible, so I probably should get it. Just evolve your channel as you see fit. If you go awry, we'll let you know. Yeah. I mean, it'll be obvious, right? Like if I'm doing stuff that nobody likes, people won't watch it. Or they won't watch it for long. So that's the coolest thing about YouTube is you get legitimate real-time feedback after you put up something. And I try to learn from it. And I kind of dig as deep as I'm able to into the analytics to see what people like. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I love headphones. I love them. I find them fascinating. But headphones on my channel, I don't get as many views on a headphone review as I do on a speaker or an amplifier review. And so I don't do as many anymore because it's the same amount of work. And if less people are watching, that kind of tells me that there's less interest in it. But I still love headphones. Maybe that needs to have another channel, just like the cheap headphone man. Anyway, that's an idea. Write that down too. Cheap headphone man. Although it wouldn't be just about cheap headphones. There we go. What else? Being selective with chi-fi is probably the way to go. Yeah, I just maybe mid-range and high-end chi-fi. Yeah, you learn as you go I had nobody helping me out. I talked to some awesome creators early on, like Ron from New Record Day, and he kind of guided me and shared his insights on things and how to navigate the YouTubery. But, you have no idea what you're doing when you first start this. So, it's kind of like growing up in public, right? You can go back and watch this stuff from what I did early on and see a bit of a transformation. But yeah, I'm going to be a lot more selective with chi-fi stuff. Change your name to Cheap Man Audio. That's a great idea. I already got the logo, though, done. So I'm probably just going to stick with Cheap Audio Man. How do the high-end people you visited with in Europe see themselves being able to scale up to cheaper product production? How do the high-end people you visited with in Europe see themselves being able to scale up to... I'm confused when you say scale up to cheaper product production. Well, I think I answered that, or I think the CEO or the president of Goldnote answered that question in the video I did. He talked about manufacturing efficiencies. And he also talked about, trickle-down technology. You kind of learn on one level of product, and after you've created that, you've figured it out, and you can see where where costs can be cut to have a more affordable product. But their manufacturing was tight. I mean, they do lean manufacturing. They do some Kaizen, which is kind of like Six Sigma. I don't know if anybody's in like operations management or production, but they do a lot of like just in time. So they do a lot of stuff that big companies do that I've seen, that I've worked with or for, when I was a civilian. So yeah, it's just about manufacturing, and then making the concessions where you feel like they don't have as much impact. So yeah, that was Goldnote. Now, some of the other companies, I would say Goldnote to me kind of seemed like the most modern manufacturing. Some of the other ones were more, I would almost consider like artisanal brands. So, and I don't know if they're even interested, but I do know that AudioFlight, I think, has a $2,000 integrated amp, and I know that Unison Research has a $2,000 integrated. So I don't know what they're planning on doing, but I know Goldnote has plans to do a more affordable line. So anyway, that's how I'd answer that question. Billy, I'm on level 1 high end, and it is a lovely place to be. I get to hear monster systems at my friendly dealers. Still love my system. That is awesome, Billy. We have no super chats, man. I'm getting zero love today. I got one $10 super chat from Old Guy Hi-Fi. And I'm not asking for super chats. I'm just saying this is atypical. Oh, there we go. All right, let's go down here. Scott Frazier. Do you do what makes you happy? We're here because so many other reviews have a focus that is almost elitist. Your perspective includes everyone regardless. You speak like how you like to be spoken to. I try. Everybody's got their own thing, and I think I think I did it wrong from the beginning, but it kind of all turned out. I had a bit of chip on my shoulder, and I was kind of like, how dare they? But I also didn't have much money when I was growing up in the hobby. So I wanted to talk about things that were more affordable. And I still am opinionated, but I just don't think I handled myself very well the first 18 months of the channel. Some of that was hyperbole, I guess, but anyway. Cygnus 750 $10. Thank you. I really didn't say that to get super chats. It's very atypical. Now they're all rolling in. Fake KLG $4.99. Thank you. My twin. Pathos is full vertical. They make everything themselves. Very cool. I can't buy $1,000 speakers and $2,000 amps. If you review cheapest line of high-end brands, then I fear I won't be able to buy what you talk about, and therefore find your new videos don't apply to me. Listen, David, not everything that I make is going to be for everyone. And you could say that about every video that I've ever made. And I think we can't, pigeonhole certain creators into doing things that just work out for you. And I'm not picking on you, David. I appreciate you watching. But when I make a headphone review, probably 75% of my audience is not interested in that video. Maybe it's $150 or $200. If I make a video on a $300 speaker, 50% of my audience isn't going to be interested in that. Maybe. I make a video on a $3,200 integrated amplifier, and it's one of my best videos ever. So I think that I know my audience, but I don't always know my audience. The only way that I know my audience is by looking back on what videos perform the best. And generally it has nothing to do with price. That's the crux of this whole live stream. Generally speaking, the videos that do the best are the videos that are done well, but also have a bit of a story to them. And so it could be a story on something that's $300. It could be a story on something that's $3,000. But that's kind of where I've seen my videos perform the best. But unfortunately, I can't be all things to all people. And not everybody is going to watch every video. So, but I promise that not every video is going to be on mid-fi products. There still will be affordable. There'll be videos on affordable things. Of course there will be. There'll be videos that are on more expensive things. But don't write me off just yet, David. Just stick with me. Because I guarantee you, David, you haven't watched all of my videos. And out of 930 plus videos, I think I've probably got a 95% hit rate of products that are under $1,000. So I think there's going to be plenty of content that I think is applicable to everybody. But that's the one thing that I've also made the mistake of. We got a lot of super chats. One of the things I've made the mistake of is thinking that everybody watches every video. And that's just not the case. So like, oh, well, I've made a video that kind of talks about this. Not everybody watched it. So like, I should make a video talking about similar things. So, because not everybody watches every video. I know how many videos everybody watches because there's a metric for that. So, anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent. Razer, €5. Check out some Polish brands. Unitra, Pylon Audio, Tonsil, Diora Acoustics, Fez Audio, Taga Harmony. Cheers. Very cool. I would love to. I would absolutely love to. JP Mo, $10. Thank you. Looking at Pathos lately as opposed to Macintosh. They are fully integrated, starting at 2,500 and make everything themselves. Also looking at Hi-Fi Rose. Pathos. Let me write them down. Very cool. All right. Craig Walrath. I watch a mix of audio tubers like Randy and Andrew Robinson, United States of Analog, and it's all great and gives me a balance of things to think about. Yeah, for sure. And I think everybody has their own style and their own voice too. And like Andrew Robinson is probably one of the most qualified guys out there. So, I think that you would really want to take what he has to say seriously. I'm a little bit more tongue in cheek. However, Bob from United States of Analog also has a ton of experience and just is a great guy and super funny and fun. His videos are fun. So absolutely. There's reason why you should watch everybody. Because everybody has a different voice and a different value prop. So, yeah, I agree. Mark Collier, 199. Update the nines on my third pair in less than a year. Update the nines on my third pair in less than a year. I don't know if I understand. Are you saying you're on your third pair of the nines, the Klipsch, the nines in less than a year? Pop that back down there. I want to talk about it. Ouch. Scott Farnham, $10. Oh, thank you, Scott. Very much. ESSAMT speakers predate the internet, and there is a dearth of info on the small U.S. company that's still holding on. Any experience? No. I'll write them down too. One of the things that I think Fidelity Imports did really well is, is they are thinking about things progressively from the standpoint of like modern. I'm not going to say marketing. In a way it is marketing, but from a modern press perspective, where camera companies like Sony, not as much Nikon, but Sony, Fuji, I think Canon even, will do events where if they have a new product, people will come out, YouTubers, press, and they'll release the event to the press. And this was different because it wasn't like there was a brand new product that any of these brands were introducing per se, but it was getting to know the brands that a lot of people didn't know about. And I think that's important because as customers, we want to make the most informed decisions we can with our money. And we get to spend our money wherever we want to. But it's just cool bringing awareness to some of these great brands. And there's certain companies, like I love Gishelli Labs. I love Emotiva. I love both of their products too, but more importantly, I love the people at Emotiva and at Gishelli Labs. So I've always been of the mindset that if something is good, now don't get me wrong, I think the stuff that Emotiva makes and Gishelli makes is great. But even if it was only good, I would still want to buy from them because I like them as people. I like their story. I know where my money's going. I would rather Gishelli Labs make money from me than a giant corporation that's run by bean counters that and they don't even have audio people in charge of it, like some type of, private equity group or something like that. Not saying that certain brands owned by those aren't good. I'm just saying that, I can drive down to Florida and see how the sausage is made at Gishelli Labs. So all things created equally, I want to spend my money with people that I like, or I want to spend my money with families. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. Scott Farnham, $10. We got that one. MT Coiner, $10. Thank you. I think a lot of the audience is broke. I buy budget everything because life outside of my hobbies is too darn expensive. I have kids to feed. I get it. If you want a 12-inch sub, it's going to be Rockville or Scar. I totally get it. I totally understand. But I will disagree on you. I don't think a lot of the audience is broke. I think my audience probably. Here's the thing about audio. People that watch my videos are watching Andrew Robinson's videos, are watching John Darko's videos, are watching other creators' videos. And it's not like, even though I'm the cheap audio man, other people are still watching my videos that maybe not are only interested in super affordable products. That's the one thing that I've learned. Like, I thought I knew my audience, and I really didn't know my audience. My audience is basically just into hi-fi, regardless of price. Now there will be comments when I do things that are a little bit more expensive, but the irony is, if I do something that's cheap, I get the comments of, this is Chinese garbage, or you should just buy XYZ used. If I do something expensive, then I get the comments, you're not the cheap audio man anymore. If I do something that's made in China, I get buy in the USA. If I do something in the USA, I get you could get something way cheaper in China that performs better. So the point is, whatever I do, there's going to be devil's advocate to whatever I do. But the cool thing is that I'm still going to do affordable stuff. I'm just going to do more of a variety of things. But I think in the aggregate, if you look at how many videos I've done on what I consider to be affordable, I have a pretty good batting average. Wow, we got a lot more comments. This is true. The more gear I buy, the closer to broke I get. Absolutely. Enemy of Craig. I watch a ton of different reviewers, as do I, for sure. Broke and cheap is relative. Agree with that. You can have a cheap private jet. Maybe on new item segments, you could include a short segment of first impressions only on performance. Yeah. I'm still kind of finding my way, right? I haven't figured this out. I haven't quite figured out exactly the perfect formula. And even if I would, that formula is going to change. That's the coolest profile pic ever. Look at that. Is that a black lab wearing headphones? That's awesome. That makes me happy. I wish I had that picture on my wall. Like, I could just look up right there. Boom. Black lab with headphones. Thank you, Couch Potato Audio. You have a nice niche. Yes, I do. I really do. I really do. Evolution. Hey, Bob, look at this. Talk about a profile picture. I'm going to get that tattooed on my left shoulder, Bob. I just look into the mirror every time I want to see you. Bob Fonseca, my friends, United States of Analog. If you're not subscribed, please drop everything. Go right now. You can't wait. There's a limit on subscribers right now. You got to get in while you can get in. It's going to be limited to 100 subscribers today, or 1,000. Go on over to United States of Analog and subscribe. Watch all of his videos. We love your imperfection. It's relatable. I must be really relatable then. I've got a lot of imperfections. So which stage is Randy at in that evolution scale? I don't know. I may devolve too. Just call me enemy. That is what everyone else does. Enemy. All right. Enemy. Maybe you could revisit speakers you've already reviewed to see how your tastes have changed. Yeah, I did that with the Mica RB42s. I think I did that with another speaker too. I can't remember. It would be cool to see you do reviews for higher end stuff and then recommend more affordable products that perform comparably. I've tried to do that as well. Generally speaking, there will be an affordable product that maybe has kind of a similar vibe, sonic characteristic. But hopefully, as people go higher up in price, things starting to tighten up as far as materials, as far as like maybe stiffness in the drivers. Maybe drivers can, be crossed over, not have as much breakup on the bass. Enclosures more braced. So there may be similar sonic characteristics, but if it's a well-made speaker and it gets to be more expensive, even if it's still not spent on aesthetics, generally speaking, it's going to be better instrument separation and less box resonance and things like that. Amplifiers or electronics will usually have maybe a better power supply or a more enclosed power supply to keep anything from kind of bleeding out. So there will be similar sonic characteristics, but you start to get into the detail area at a certain point. And then, that's the question of, okay, what is the point of diminishing returns? So I think it depends on what you're looking for. But yes, great suggestion. Thank you, Rezer, €5. I'm interested in high-end audio, but many of my friends will ask me for an advice for cheap audio. I need your videos to know something about it. Absolutely. Still going to be there. You know what? I just wish more people would start releasing more for it, because we've talked about, we've got the ELAC BS41. We have the ELAC B 5.2s, 6.2s. We have the NUMI BS5s. We have the Mica stuff that's coming out. We got the Polk ES series, Polk XT series, although maybe I should get more of those in. But Polk right now is run by... anyway, I don't have a contact at Polk. I guess that's the important thing to say. There's not a lot of companies coming out with new affordable speakers. I think Yamo just came out with a new affordable line. I don't know anybody at Yamo anymore either. But there's not a cacophony of super affordable stuff coming out, especially from a speaker perspective. There is from an electronics perspective, constantly. But at that point, it's almost like a shell game. It's like the same stuff. They're just moving it around. So anyway. David, I understand I don't buy everything you and your videos, but I was able to get into this hobby with your help. Aw, thank you. And this is the reason why I do this, is to get more people into the hobby. I love your videos, and you will likely continue watching. I hope they will still relate. I'm sure that you're going to find something that you like in there. Hopefully. Best center channel, $400, $600. It depends on what you like. It depends on what your front channels are. If you want to keep the voice, the matchy, voice matching, you should probably go with whatever your front channels are. $400 to $600. Yeah, I love Emotiva. I like anything. You look at SVS too. I like anything that has so basically it almost looks like a bookshelf tweeter, or a bookshelf speaker. You have a tweeter, you have a mid bass driver, and then on the sides you'll have some woofers, because I think the dispersion is way better. But Q Acoustics makes a great center speaker too, and that's just kind of an MTM design. But excuse me. Yeah, I think personally, I'd look at... Oh, you know who makes a really good one, too, is RSL. But if I'm buying a center channel, it's probably going to be from Emotiva or SVS because of the way that they have the driver configuration. This adventure is mostly peaks and valleys. Very much. There are a shocking number of people out there with six-figure systems. I'm a paycheck-to-paycheck single dad, but I personally know people with $200,000 or $300,000 systems. I don't know a ton of people with systems that expensive, but I do know a lot of people that if you started to really peel the onion back, they easily have a $30,000 system. $10,000 systems I see a lot. So I don't know anybody personally. I know someone that probably has 6 figures worth of hi-fi, but I don't know like a front to back anybody that has a 6-figure system personally. And I get it, man. Being a single dad is tough, man. Keep your chin up. Let's see. We're getting close. About 5 minutes left. You recommended the Wii Mini and J2. It changed my life. Yeah. J2 is fantastic. Wii Mini just basically took the streaming industry, the music streaming industry. It's so huge, right? So they just took it and they just kicked the door down, like the Kool-Aid Man. That's what Weem did for music streaming. Is just kick the door open and said, "Oh yeah, I'm here." Absolutely, the Weem. It's just they're like showing off at this point. It's so interesting. Shelly Labs has some of the best customer service out there. Completely agree. Very responsive and so nice to come away feeling good about your purchase. Absolutely. They're a special family. So Elac is Andrew Jones. Oh, no, I think Andrew Jones works at MoFi now. Let's see. Dave is not missing out on much. Steven says, I catch almost every video you post and always give it a like, even if the review item retails for more than I can afford. I've made several purchases based on your reviews, and I'm happy with them all. Oh, thank you, Steven. Very much. Very much. Here we go. So much comes down to room acoustics, too. Diminishing returns happens even sooner without that taken care of. Would appreciate some coverage of cheap ways to address that. Listen, man, Christian, I am the worst guy to talk to about, like, room acoustics. I don't know anything about it. I mean, I've heard if you have carpets, you got some furniture that's going to take care of a lot of the reflections. If you're in a glass box, I'm sure that's going to not be great. If you've got, cinder block house, hard ceilings and everything, that's not going to be great. I'm the wrong guy to talk to. If you want to know about room acoustics, go over to New Record Day. That guy, Ron, knows everything there is to know about it. And if he doesn't know everything there is to know about it, he probably knows as much as any other YouTuber knows about room acoustics. So yeah. Randy, I have a large Genelec system with a sub, but you helped me in finding a pair of affordable Wharfdales. Oh, very nice. I like Wharfdale. Andrew Jones is with MoFi, and their new SourcePoint 888 floor standing unit looks incredible. Yes. Bought the Wii Mini based on your review, but there isn't any audio advantage from using the Pro, right? Pro Plus is a way better DAC in it. I think the Pro also does Chromecast. But if you're using a digital output and you're happy, then I wouldn't worry about it. I've definitely stretched more than I might have based on reviews. Love them. Christian R, $4.99. Thank you so much. Bill Fresquez, $10. Interview audio shop owners and talk about places online you can buy used. There is actually, so you should go to the, God, my nose itches. Go to, I believe it's the Music Room. Yes, the Music Room. So I don't know, like I've only briefly looked at their website. So they carry some high-end brands, but one of the things that they allow you to do is to trade up, or you can sell your stuff on consignment there. So that is like a very interesting place, and I don't know where they're out of, and they sell used stuff. So that's an interesting place to where you could spend your money. I don't know if there's anything there that they actually have that's like super affordable, but think about it. It's like kind of, you buy a car, you drive it for a while, and then there's at least some type of residual value on the stuff that you'd be trading in. So I found that when I figured that out or found that out, I got really interested because I think that might be a great way to slowly over time, improve your system if you want, or if you get tired of something, you could trade it for something else. Watch everything. I bought a pair of Sony SSCS5s on your recommendation. Very happy. Title, very disappointed. Keeps dropping service. Oof. Michael, I'm so sorry. I was listening to the title this morning. Have the DACs improved with the new Wing products? So the Wing Pro Plus, I believe, has an AKM 4493 DAC, but it's not always about the DAC chip. Rarely is it about the DAC chip. Most of the time, it's about the power supply and the analog output stage. With that said, though, the new Ultra, I think, has a Sabre DAC in it, either 9028, maybe. It's not the 9018. That's an older one. 9028, I think. I don't know. Anyway, the short answer to your question is yes. The music room is great. There you go. Audio gone too. Yep. About the Ween based on your videos, waiting on the Emotiva B2 to be available to pair up. Worth the wait to get the SSCS5. Worth the wait to get it. Get the SSCS5. I don't know. I mean, if they come out with an XB2, I mean, the Sonys aren't going to beat that. Because the XB2, I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. Anyway, the $500 bookshelf from Emotiva right now is spectacular. So yeah, I would wait and get that if you can. Music room is also on eBay. There you go. Diamond series from Wharfdale, great value. Agree. So Q Acoustics 3000 series, it's great. 5000 series, even better. Your videos allowed me to share my love of music with my son. Oh, he wanted his first system for his birthday. Oh, your guidance made it possible. He's listening to music now every day. He's 8. Oh, that is the best, because that's really about around the time when I really started getting into it. I love that. I sent my nephew, my sister's son, a Weem amp, some Emotiva, the 5 1/4-inch bookshelves, the previous generation, and a CD player, SMSL CD player for his birthday. He was thrilled. It is the best to be able to, and listen, I wish I had that system when I was his age. I think he's 16 maybe. What was the most memorable Italian food dish that you had on a trip? Well, tiramisu, but I have an Instagram reel and I show off some of the food, but it was this we were right outside the Pantheon and we were eating pasta, and there was 3 types of pasta, but it was I'm going to get it wrong. The darkest yellow one was the one that I loved. It had like some pork belly on it. Let's see if you can see it. All right. It's going to be coming up. Just wait for it. We're almost there. That one right there was my absolute favorite pasta. And I think that was like, I can't remember what it's called. It was so good. It was bananas good. All right. I got to call this one. Thank you everybody for watching. The future is going to be still high value. I'm going to be telling more stories though. So it's not going to be just a machine of constant videos, of constant reviews. We're going to be more decisive, more intentional. When I say we, I mean me, about what we're making. So anyway, a cool video should be up tomorrow that you should watch. It's very high value, hi-fi, and it will greatly improve your musical experience, musical enjoyment. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for joining me on a Tuesday. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Have a great week. Be safe. Be kind to each other. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.